We love what we do, and we want to care for it, and we want to continue to do it. So there's also, some of the character defects that we have that spur us on, that we're never satisfied. We are perfectionists. We want it to be the best, or we can't stand behind it. We can't. So there's that honesty. It's a lot of hard work to be that kind of person, but it pays off. It pays off in the end, and we're not interested in worrying about if it sounds like us or not. Does it sound, we're not recreating the same song over and over like, certain bands tend to do. They're afraid to stray from what they think, people want to hear. We're not afraid at all. And we love exploring, but it always ends up, when you have that freedom, it always ends up back at the same place most times. But you've got a new, you've got a new net that you've cast out, and you've got some different influences, and everything influences us along the way. And mostly caring for Metallica is the biggest influence.
Anyone?
Yeah, I really think that our music and the nature of our music, the sound of our music, the mechanics of our music sounds incredibly lively and youthful. There's a youthful energy to our music that's inherently in our sound. We play with a lot of energy, play with a lot of dynamics, and there's a certain amount of excitement, and that all that is youthful energy. That's a energy that is coursing through you when you're younger, in your 20s. Our music inherently has that, and is built. Those factors are built into the psychological makeup of our music. Mm-hmm. And so I think that in itself has a lot to do with why younger people don't see us as old fuddy-duddies, to quote someone else. They don't. I believe that they don't view us as a band that's like slowing down and resting on like past success or victories. Whenever we put out an album, it sounds like young guys playing the music. I mean, the only way to really get a direct reference on who's playing the music is the picture on the album. You look at the picture, like Laura said, bunch of fucking guys in their 50s who don't even know they're in their 50s.
As I'm hearing Kirk say that, it's just, I always feel like, or increasingly, at least as I get along, that it's always, and I know you said, I've heard you say this a couple of times, it always feels like could always derail at any minute. Seriously, like you're kind of steering the ship, and it's like, fuck, there's the cliff, and it's just so. I think there's that kind of momentary madness that's for some reason still hovers, which keeps it vital, or keeps it sort of ignited, or keeps it somewhat still kind of coherent and fresh and cohesive or something. Even when we're playing songs like we played like 9,000 times before, it never feels like it couldn't
Go sideways.
The whole thing could just fucking explode at any minute. It's like you're sitting there playing. It's like what if I literally don't know what happens a minute from now? It's like I just sometimes think that, and I don't know if that's part of the madness that keeps it somehow. I don't know if we're getting too deep here or whatever, but it's kind of
yeah.
I think all of us have a relationship in our own way with that element of it. And
like
it never
unbridled.
just feels like, it never feels like old hat, or it never feels predictable, or it never feels like there's not just some element of current cohesive energy to it. Even on the Seek and Destroyers of the world, or the Enter Sandmans of the world, which literally, theoretically, we could coast through. You know what I mean?
when we don't coast. We don't coast well.
Yeah.
And if we do coast, it's the perception is it's still okay, but I want to absorb this stuff. I want to live it. I want to be in it. And what Lars is talking about, that the dangerousness of being up there, and my mind is a dangerous place. If I let it go, especially on stage, oh shit,
Or excellent for everyone watching, right?
it's a unique show, and that and we talk about it. We get it out there, saying, I feel mentally unstable today, guys. I could
More mentally
forget.
unstable today than yesterday.
Yeah, I could forget this next part. And yeah, you could, but so what? Tell the whole story. Okay, this song fucks up and it falls apart. And we all laugh. That's what we do. And we say, sorry guys, we fucked it up. Let's start it over. I mean, what could be so scary that we wouldn't want to do this more, There's a self-made fear up here, but when you're out there, it's all happening for a reason.